of you have been emailing me talking about and asking questions about APA format. And so I decided to kind of do like a video lecture tutorial kind of a thing of how to make sure that it's in APA format and how to figure out what type of source you have, kind of a thing. So I talked a lot in the email that I sent you about OWL Purdue, and so that's what I'm going to show you how to find right now. The OWL Purdue APA format, and I've searched that a few times. And I check this all the time. And so, yeah, that one would probably be good for like the general format. With your outlines, you don't have to have like this crazy paper kind of a thing. You will for your rhetorical analysis, but it shouldn't be too long to do. And you don't need an abstract for that. You just need like the title page and the reference page. And that's usually like what will be expected of you in the social sciences and in business classes, will be like the first, like the cover page and the reference pages. You only do abstracts if it's like a 20-page paper or something like that. So with our class, we just want the reference page and the in-text citations for APA format with outlines. So we're going to go over to in-text citations, the basics kind of a thing, and we're going to kind of like take a look at these kinds of things. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do electronic sources first, and then we'll go and we'll make in-text citations for all of them. So we're going to go to electronic sources, because most of your sources are going to be electronic. If you don't have it and you have like a book, this is for like print kind of things right here. And then this would be like for like movies, like lectures that you attended, audio recordings, I think, those kinds of things. Basically, whatever's not in here is probably going to be in there. And if not, then you can always Google like APA format 7th edition for this source, and you can probably find it pretty easily. So what we're going to do is I have a paper that I am going to write on LGBTQ privilege, and like just like privilege in general kind of a thing, especially related to the LGBTQIA+ community. So what I'm going to do is I have this document all set up, well, not set up yet, and I'm going to show you how to set up a reference page. So I'm doing Control E to center it. I'm changing my font to Times New Roman. It's already 12-point font. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go do 2.0 font, and I'm going to do references. And note that I did not have a colon at the end. You don't want that. And then I did Control L to get to the left hand again. And then I'm going to take a look at the line spacing options right here. And then as you can see, this is special. And then you want the hanging indent. You can also find this on insert paragraph special hanging indent, I think for PCs. So our first one, so the first thing that I did is I looked at the Fulton Library and I just typed in LGBTQ privilege. As you can see, with these sources, you can see what kind of source it's going to be. So there's like academic journals, academic journal, academic journal, academic journal. And academic journals are very good sources to cite because they have to go through, it's usually research-based, and they have to go through this entire process to make sure it's legitimate, like information and research. Like 99.9 times out of 10. 100 out of 100. 99.9%. Yeah. This is a periodical. So that would be a news article, which will cite a little differently. So I already have a journal article already pulled up. It says Cisgender Privilege, Intersectionality, and the Criminalization of C.C. McDonald when Intercultural Communication Meets Transgender Studies. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this kind of stuff. And so what I'm going to do, actually, I have all this crap on my computer because that's how my life goes. I'm going to close that for a second, and we're going to take a look, and the author's name is Julia R. Johnson. So instead of saying Johnson Julia R, we're going to do Johnson J R. And then because it's a journal article, we're going to look back here. So it's not a web page, and it's not an online periodical, but it's going to be an online scholarly article. And so what's going to happen is we have the author right there, and then the date of publication, and that's just going to be the year right there. So with this one, it was produced in May of 2015, or 2013, right there. So I'm going to do 2013, period. And then what it asks us to do is we have the title of the article. So what we're going to do is we're going to have cisgender privilege intersectionality and the criminalize. I can spell of CC. Okay, and as you can see, I only capitalized the first word at the beginning of the title, and then the first word after the colon, as well as the name, because that's a proper noun. Oh, I spelled McDonald wrong. It's good to check. The rest does not need to be capitalized. You can, but like whatever you choose to do, just be consistent with your references. I've gotten used to this, so that's what I'm going to stick with. Okay, so now that we have the title of the article, we need the title of the journal, and that's going to be in italics. So the journal is this right there. So we're going to Control I and italicize that, Journal of International and Intercultural Communication. Wait, I always want to put a period, but that's not how it goes. You have the comma there, and then the volume number, also in italics. So it's volume 6. So you do 6, and then you take out the italics, and then it's going to be issue 2, and so you put that in parentheses right there. Issue number if available, and then page range that it's at. And so it's page 135 to 144. And this one, let's see if it has a DOI or if we have to, yep, it has a DOI right here. If it doesn't have a DOI, then you just use the web, like URL. And so you'll just go to the PDF, full text. Yeah. And it'll usually give you a PDF, like a web page right there to copy, and then you paste that in, just make sure it's in the right font and everything. And color. I've been colors. So because it's that way, because it's a DOI, it's going to be pretty easy. You just put in the numbers. So 10.1080/17513.057. 2013, meaning that's the date that it was done, dot 776094. I don't know what the rest of the numbers mean, but you know, that's how it goes. So, and then you're done with that reference, and that's how you do a journal article. Now, what if you don't have a journal article? Well, then you can do a periodical, which is what I have right here. So I already have open, oh gosh. Let's get rid of that. Okay, So I already have open a periodical kind of a thing. So this is that kind of a thing. So you know it's a periodical because it says periodical. This is probably the easiest way to identify what type of source it is. So this is called Privilege, Shame, and Supremacy by Dr. Dwight Turner. So you just do Turner D. And then because it's a periodical, we're going to do it this way. Make sure. Yes. And then we'll do a newspaper in a second. So the difference between like a periodical versus like a newspaper article is this kind of like more like a magazine kind of a thing rather than like an actual newspaper. And that's what we mean by a periodical. And so it's going to be very similar to a journal article. So it's going to be the last name, first initial, and then just the year. So we're going to go here. It was done in July of 2018. So we're just going to do 2018 right there. And then we're going to have the title, Privilege, Shame, and Supremacy. And then we're going to have the title of the online periodical in italics, and we're going to have the volume number. This is exactly how we do a journal article, so they're very similar. So let's see. So it's done in Therapy Today, so that's going to be in italics. And then 29, 6, 30 to 33. And this one does not have a DOI number. So what we're going to do, this is actually wrong. You don't have the retrieve from anymore in 7th edition. So you just have the web address. So I'm going to go to HTML full text. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, let's see. Where can we find this? This is a good... Let's see. Citation format. Okay. Yeah, that's a little out of date. Okay, so basically you're just going to copy this and put it in here. That's not going to be the case with everything, so I'm going to do keep text only when I paste it, and then it will automatically be in the format that we want. And then what's going to happen is we're going to have, so what if like you didn't find it on like the UVU website? Like, so I have like scholar.google.com, which is also a really good source to finding like good sources. A really good database to find good sources. And so like I clicked on that one and I already have that pulled up right here. And it looks like a journal article, right? Probably most of the things that you're going to be doing for the rest of your college career will be based on journal articles, periodicals, and newspaper articles. Sometimes you'll have webpage content if like it's like kind of obscure, or like if it's a social media thing, you'll be doing like social media stuff. They have everything here, kind of a thing. So they have like databases, if it's like a database. If it's an abstract, you do that. Newspaper article, electronic books, Kindle books. You have online book reviews. You have dissertation or thesis. I had to do that once. That was wild. Online encyclopedias and dictionaries. If you're giving like definitions of words, this is how you'll cite it. Online biographies and annotated bibliographies. data sets, graphic data. So like if you're doing like a graph or something in like a paper or in your speech, you'll have to have that in your reference page right there. Qualitative data and online interviews, that's kind of a thing. Lecture notes and presentation slides, like if you had, say, a history class or like an English class or like something like that, that you have a citation from that lecture, that's how you're going to be doing that. Online computer software or downloaded software and email, that's going to be a thing. Online forum or discussion forum posting, so like Reddit or something like that. Blog posts, YouTube videos or video blogs, Wikipedia, audio podcasts, video podcasts, and then let me show you what other stuff they got. Whoa. Just while we're here. So if it's not there, you have other non-print sources. So you have like the motion pictures, that would be movies, videotape with international availability, like, yeah, it's like old school VHS kind of a thing, television series or an episode of a television series. So if you're doing like a, I don't know, some sort of analysis on like, I don't know, Doctor Who or like Vampire Diaries or like Smallville, I don't know, or The Office, you know, this is how you'll cite that. Musical recording, so like if it's a song, that's how you're going to be citing that. Presentations at conferences or symposiums, that's how you're going to be doing that. That's like, yeah, so like if it was the TEDx thing, this is how you should have cited your great speech if it was a TED Talk. And this is how you'll cite it if you're doing a TED Talk, or like, this is how you're going to be citing your source for your rhetorical analysis right here. Yeah. So back to, so what if you just kind of like Google LGBTQ privilege right here? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look, and this is like just a website looks like right now. And this will be a little bit trickier to figure out. So let's say we have posts. So this is looking more like a blog post. So let me teach you how to do that. So like, let's say we want to do it on transphobia, because that's kind of like what we're kind of talking about. Well, this is such a nice little format kind of a thing. So Sam Killerman is going to be the author of that. Let's see if we can find the date that it was created. We can't. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. So this is a little bit more tricky, but this is how we're going to be doing this. So you first want to do Sam Killerman. So Killerman S. And then we're going to look at for a blog post. So that's going to be in the electronic sources. Make it more mobile friendly. And that's going to be more toward the bottom. You can tell I've done this a ton. Oh, here we go. Blog post. So it doesn't have a date, so we're just going to do ND for no date, and then period. And then you're going to have the title right there. So this is going to be called Literal Transphobia. And then we're going to be doing a bracket and then web log post. And then we're going to have the website, so copy and paste that in. Oh, we don't want that. There we go. And that's how you do a blog post if you don't have the date. If you do have the date, then you do, as you can see here, you want the year, the month, and the day, kind of a thing. So that's what we'll do with that. I'm going to alphabetize this because that's what needs to happen. Oh, well, let's not do that. Waste all my good work. A to Z. Paragraphs, yes. Ascending, no header row, yes. So now you can see it's going to be alphabetized, so it'll be a lot easier to find the references. And then let's just do like an actual, I didn't think this was actually a blog post. So let's see if we can't find an actual, let's see, here's NBC News. So this is how you'll cite NBC News. Like, so this will be a newspaper article. So this was done by George Johnson, so it would be Johnson, G. Oh, this is annoying. Oh gosh. Of course it hates my ads. Okay, there we go. And then instead of just doing the year, we're going to be like a blog post and a newspaper periodical is very similar. Oh, did I lose that? I did lose that. Okay, cool. Okay, let me just pull this up one more time. Okay. So we're going to take a look. Webpage, Wikipedia article, periodicals. Where is it? What the freak? Newspaper article. Here we go. So this is how we're going to be doing this. So it's going to be the year, month, date. So when was it published? June 30th, 2019. And yeah, journalists are fantastic at posting dates. So it would be 2019, June 30th, period. And then we're going to say, white gay privilege exists all year. But it is particularly hurtful during Pride. And then it'll be, if I remember correctly, yep, it'll be the title of the publication, so that will be NBC News. NBC News, period. Fix that italics, and you're going to copy the link in. And we're going to alphabetize that again. Oh, that's not right. I'm going to alphabetize this. There we go. So then you don't have to like be like, okay, wait, which one goes before which, and it just does it automatically for you. Okay, now let's actually try and find a website. As you can see, most of the time it's not going to be a website. Forbes would be a periodical. Let's see. Let's just do something simple. So if we're doing, let's see, LGBTQ, what's that called? Swag. Why not? So if we're doing, yeah, how about this? So this would definitely be a web page. So like if you're saying like, in fact, there's like tons of web pages that do this, like rainbowdepot.com. So this is how you're going to be doing a web page. So web page should have the last name, first name, year, month, date, title of page, site name, URL. As you can see, this does not have a author. Usually they'll have something like at the very end, at the bottom. So this is going to be the company that makes the stuff. So, and the last time it was updated was 2019. So what we're going to do is, because we don't have the year, month, date, we're just going to put 2019. No author, NA for no author, 2019. And then we're going to be putting the title of the page, which is, let's say, it's going to do gay, lesbian, pride clothing, because that's what it said. Oh, gay and lesbian pride clothing. Oh, so that's going to be, actually, that's going to be the one in italics, and then the site name. So this is going to be in italics, period, and then after that you have the URL, which I'm just going to copy and paste, just like that. So yeah, that's how you do that. So hopefully that helps a little bit with APA format. Oh yeah, and then let's do some in-text citations with this. So I'm just going to do it down here, although you do want it to be in your actual outline where you're going to be citing them, and that will be a good indicator to you to remember to verbally cite them, because you have to have all your sources verbally cited. Otherwise, you're not going to get the credit for it because we don't know it's there. Let's do this one. So according to, let's see, so that would be, so the Johnson, and actually, this isn't how you do it, but this is how we're going to do it because I want to show you Johnson 2019. And that's how you're going to do that one. And this one, same sort of thing, Johnson 2013. And this one's going to be Killerman, ND for no date. And I'm showing you this as well. You always put the punctuation at the end of the citation. It's kind of like the complete thought sort of a thing. So that's a thing. And then this one, same sort of thing. In-text citations are so easy. So Turner 2018. Unless you're directly quoting, because then it would be page 31, kind of a thing. And that would be a direct quote. If you're paraphrasing or summarizing, which is something I advise you to do, just because it makes you seem a lot more credible, then you just do that. This one is interesting. (2019). And that's how you're going to be doing that. So yeah, that's how you do that. Hopefully that cleared everything up. If you have any other questions, just shoot me an email. If you're really struggling, we can totally set up an appointment to do a Skype call, and we can work together on your outline and reference page to make that all Gucci. Okay. Yeah, and then verbal citations. Honestly, what you really need is the year, the last name, and then the actual people, the place it was found. So like, in fact, J.R. Johnson from the International and Intercultural Communication, from the Journal of International Communication, or published in 2013 in the International and in the, blah, 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 blah. Let's try this again. In fact, J.R. Johnson in 2013 published an article in the Journal of International and Intercultural Communication about why intercultural communication needs these kinds of things. And he talked about blah, 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 blah. You know, you don't necessarily need the title of the article in there, but you just need the last name, the year, and like where it's found, kind of a thing. So just like enough that we can like quickly write things down if we need to. So yeah, okay, good luck.